All right, everyone, here we go. So, can I get you on the screen, please? No typing right now. Just come off the keyboards. Just need your focus for 15 minutes, please. Okay. So, I've made a revised version of the contents page from previous year. I think this is a bit more concise and relevant. Try to address meeting the criteria, the stuff we need for a merit, and hinting the stuff for a distinction too. Usual layout: cover page, contents page, introduction, just a short summary about what your assignment is about. This is so if you gave it to a third person to read and understand what the assignment was for. That's why I asked you to do this. Sometimes in a university interview, I don't know, anything that will work, job interview, you might be asked to bring some work in, show some stuff, which is useful to have. First bit is a little write-up. Advantages, disadvantages of using style sheets on a corporate website. We did this as an in-class discussion. Some of you have had a go at doing this yourself. So you're just really comparing and contrasting. Then the next bit is my design approach and sitemap. You're going to see some student work in a minute. I'm going to just show it to you only once and scan through it, okay? So design a website on paper that contains at least 6 web pages indicating all links and a sitemap. That's your sitemap. And actually make that site of 6 pages. It's at least 6 web pages. It's very clear about 6 web pages. You can't have less than that, according to the unit. Right, and features. These are various different individual features. Create an external style sheet, reference it, add an embedded style, add tables. For each one of those things, please put the evidence underneath it for the thing you've done, that you've achieved all those things, so it's very clear. And when we come to marking, it's just, we can mark it off straight away. Section on forms. So this is the form we made. Show screenshots of your form working, capturing details and the validation working, and the email arriving correctly. And that should work in the student space in the college. Email arriving correctly, and also on, I think, on 000 web host. It's that online hosting system. But certainly the college one works. Interactive features. What have you added extra? The things I showed just now. What is the extensions you've added beyond this thing? Explain how these were integrated. Copyright. What considerations have you made? Where are your images and text from and how are they sourced? Then URL link to final website and student space. Then beyond this, evaluation. I'll put this a bit at the end. This is demonstrate how your website meets mobile design and accessibility standards. I've got some reports here that will show you how to do some testing. Mobile friendliness, accessibility, and mobile phone testing. Sorry? Osman, were you saying something?
I was saying the
Sitemap.
You know, so we don't really upload the website coding and everything, we just upload the link.
That's a good point. I think there's so much code in this site. There's tons of it, you know. So I think it'll be really hard to get you to do print out all this extra code and whatever. But you must show screenshots of things. When you see my example work, you'll see some stuff, parts of the code are highlighted. Yeah. So let me show that you in the merit and distinction work. Finally, references will go at the end, as usual. Now, these 3 things here are all about accessibility. This report here will produce your accessibility report. Very useful. However, it takes 3 days. Boya.org. Type your address in there. You get a free scan like this. Yeah, they give you a report on accessibility and compliance. This is to do with being compliant with something called WCAG 2.1. Okay, these are Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Where this comes from is this link here. I put this link and you'll find on the online version of this Word doc, by the way. It's called this Introduction to Web Accessibility. Now what this is about is just reasons why they need to make the web accessible to all sorts of people from all different backgrounds. And obviously from a business point of view, the more people can use your website content, the more people can purchase or consume. So I think this might be a short, useful video actually about it. See if this is helpful. All right, let's watch this briefly. Sound. That's pretty useful summary of it. So the stuff on here is about accessibility. There are ways to test your website also. That Boya link I gave you does that for you. How it does take 3 days to get a report back from them. There are other things that you can use online. The various other things they mention here, the various tools you can use. It's about getting compliant to a basic standard. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is just for the higher grade work, particularly distinction work, you've got to show that you test your website out in things like that. You test things out for mobile friendliness and WCAG compliance, and then make some enhancements on your work too. Here's the Google mobile friendly tool. Mobile friendly test. You simply put a URL in there. I just did a search for that, and there it came. And what should happen is, this will only work, by the way, for a website you've uploaded online. Like, you know, this free hosting, W000 web host and Infinity Free, if that's still working. Those places you need to put the website onto there to test this out, and it will be useful to run the test to see how this works. There's a lot of typing going on, folks. Please, can you just hold off for a minute, yeah? I'm not going to hold you back in a minute. I just want to just cover this once so everyone's paying attention. Where's clicking coming from? Somewhere or another. Oh, you run through the test once. So as we go through this, we're nearly done. Come on, hurry up. Hang on here. So I chug away in the background. Here it is. So this, if you get successful outcome, it says that page is mobile friendly. And if it isn't successful, you can look at this usability report. And what you're trying to do is show you can understand what's involved and make changes to improve. You get error reports coming up too. And these are things that can give you more information about what was wrong with it and how it was. Okay, it's Google Search Console. There's things you can do to get back more information from that report to enhance it. Now, some of the work I had last year, here's an example of an assignment. You've asked me for this, so here we go. So students' work presented, similar template that I've given you out actually. It's not far from that. We just did a nice contents page, it's really clear. Maybe some headings, subheadings would have been helpful here. Introduction, this is what I've done, this is what I'm doing, you know, I'm doing this. Website link to the project. Yeah, it's a link straight to the link. Web host app, gone for that free hosting provider there, that one there. Exoplanets, yeah. Production process, what my design process is, my sitemap. CSS selectors, this is a section about different styling, just presenting how he does his different styling. Just make some annotations to screenshots. External style sheet, how I did it, what's inside it. Interactive features, Navigation is the things he's implemented. Navigation bar, side nav, gallery, gallery again, return to top. Progress bars he's got as well. Survival chances, quite funny this. Humans need to actually explain it. Feedback form in the emailing system. Copyright, we use stuff from NASA, refers to, he found a very good reference about how NASA allow you to use their stuff for educational purposes. So that kind of cleared that off his back. Accessibility, he did make a comment on it. How would he do something differently next time round? Then his code listings come in. Testing, Chrome, what works well, what doesn't work. This is good. How would I improve next time? So the Firefox, what works well, what doesn't work well. Opera, again reviewing the kind of like what's working, how is it looking really on these phones. I mean, he has some real problems actually. His mobile testing, you can see there's no responsiveness on the site at all. It was not really rendering properly. That's why he didn't get a distinction in the end, despite all the effort. The technical thing wasn't quite right. Yeah. It's nice, really nice work. You know, Galaxy Note, thorough. They just didn't get it working in responsiveness. The template. Here's the accessibility report, WAI. Priority 2, priority 3. Appendix 4, mobile friendly report. Mobile friendly report, found some issues with it, and he fixed the 4 issues. Or he tried to, you know. He just said that these are the issues that came up there as problems. No, they weren't fixed. He just left it at that actually. He said what I would do differently. And then the references, he's got tons of them actually. There. Okay, good research. That was a good piece of work, solid. And I think there's like merit, distinction, merit. It's overall merit, this one. Distinction student, if you want to, don't be shocked by the student went a bit far, I think. So this is a bit beyond what you possibly need. Worked very hard. But same kind of report and layout. Just some things to be aware of. Why is it better than the last one? Why? Because he does a very good job on this bit here. Disadvantage is very thorough. The form, how the form works, very nice job on the form. It was styled very well. Production process, design approach, he just talks about it. Sitemap, does some little screenshots to show things that he's trying to prove. Google fonts are being used, so he's used Google fonts, which is good. Gave him that kind of style here. Galaxy Quest, he called it. These drop down menus. Drop down menu there.
People really like space, huh?
I think they all went flat because it's just easy to find data, and NASA clear you on the usage, which made it a lot easier for people. Carousel, this is a scrolling carousel. This explains how he's integrating everything. There's a lot of detail here, you know, perhaps more than you really need, in a way. He's very thorough. Video, all his assignments were like this anyway, this guy. He got 45 distinctions that year. There's his video there, embedded. Panel for images. He's taken these bits and pieces out, that thing I showed you, the how-to thing. He has like a 3-column panel there. ID evaluation, just drop down menu, put some extra stuff in, drop down menu, carousel slideshow, bit of repetition on this actually. Copyright, discusses that very well, understands copyright law and how's he exempted himself from it. Got quotes from different places about using stuff, YouTube and wherever. Testing plan, there's a little testing plan for us. Here's the link for the website. Let's see if it still works actually, maybe it's gone down. It's been archived, you know. It's been archived. It's 1 year and it goes away. It's a pity. Accessibility reports. Just run the report. He talks about what's failed and how he enhances. This is what gets him the high grade. He just finds stuff out and fixes it. He fixes some of the things that weren't great. This is the report you get back, by the way, from BOIA place. Mobile friendly report. Mobile testing, laptop testing, screenshots, desktop testing, references, tons of, all useful. End. Okay, right, so can you see what's involved between merit and distinction? Is the work on Moodle? Are you kidding?
Well, just for comparison, what?
No, I don't put the work on Moodle. No, I don't do it in all. I'll do it for the first time, but I don't do it. I'm not really allowed to do that.
Okay,
Yeah, but I just gave you an example. I made a video of this screen.
Okay, sure.
I made a video of this screen, okay? So I'll make that available to you. So I've got to be realistic with you, you know, in terms of write-up. You've only just, you know, probably aware of what the write-up involves now, I think. Realistically aware of it. And what I would ask you to do, please, I would like you to do this instead, right? I want you to work towards getting a draft done for next week. Okay? But that's a compulsory draft, which means that you can show me your work and how the form of it is. And then I want it due in. I want to agree a date with you. All right. Half-term week is that week there, yeah?
Yeah. What, 18th?
Yeah, I mean, I can drop it in on the half-term week, 19th. So it could go in half-term, 19th.
Okay.
For draft?
Yeah, no, final. Draft will go in there. You get it in, I can look at it. Yeah, and half-term I can just tell you what I think, or what the issues are, or whatever.
And then we have half time to fix it.
So you know what? I think in that 12th of February, get that class here, okay, this one here. If you bring the draft into the lesson, I can look at it in the class. I'd prefer that. Yeah, I just sit with you and go through it all. Then you hand it in on the 19th.
Would I prefer an extra week? Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you've got an extra week bumped. Is that cool? It means you get a chance to see your work in progress, and then you hand in the final week. I think rather that happens. Okay, 19th it is then. I'll make a modification. It's final. Good. All right, now. Cool, that's cool. That's right, I'll just ease the stress a little bit. But yeah, I think what we should try and do is work towards making your site. Is that okay? Making your site right now in lesson. Bringing me a draft of it, your report next week. Yeah, and then finally the week after. That'd be good. So I can mark it as a half term. When you come back from half term, by the way, you're going to have a grade book of your first. Sorry about this. Yeah, burning. After half term, I should have some of your graded work now to hand, right? Your grade book will start appearing. I think you start seeing how many credits you've now got.
Oh, okay.
And your progress bar has got to appear. Let me just avoid any other clashes of assignments. What have I got